So how do you spot counterfeit Pokemon cards? We're going to take a closer look, because this Pidgeotto right here is a fake card. Now this card was in episode 2 of my grading series, and I missed that it was counterfeit by sheer negligence alone, but when I compare it to the back of this other card, I'll point out some very different characteristics. First off, the color is very much off. The card on the left seems to be a purple, or even like a faded purple. Meanwhile, the card on the right is most certainly a blue. And then if we look at the Pokeball logo, the one on the left is actually oval shaped. And then if we look at the Pokeball logo, the one on the right is a perfect circle. Due to this shape, the swirling white around the Pokeball is also very different. But if you look at the cascading white above the Pokemon logo, they do look very similar. So these people tried really hard to make it look as authentic as possible. Now comparing the front of these cards, you can tell by looking at the borders that the color on the border of the Pidgeotto card is slightly different from the one on the Sparrow. Now I didn't notice this because I'm partially colorblind, so I have to use other defining factors. If you look at the width of the card, the Pidgeotto card is actually a little bit thinner than the Sparrow card. Now looking at the bottom of the Sparrow card, you'll see the credits given to the artist and the publisher. However, on the Pidgeotto card, there's nothing at the very bottom of the card. And then if you look at the background color of the actual card, you'll see that there's some varying differences. Like in the bottom left corner, there's a dark spot in the background on the Pidgeotto card, meanwhile there's not one on the Sparrow card. Then last but not least, if you're really uncertain and just need to know if the card is fake, you can do a rip test. The reason this is significant is if you rip a fake card, the center lining of the card will not have a line of black ink. Meanwhile, a legitimate card will have a line of black ink. So if I zoom in on this Growlithe card that I just ripped, you can actually see the black line in the center of the card. Meanwhile, the Pidgeotto card does not have that identifying marker. Well, I hope this helped and that you learned something. Stay safe out there, y'all.